When Citadelle Des Morts originally launched, people realized that there was maybe something missing from the map, and what that was a perk machine for PhD Flopper. Now obviously that didn't mean that it was impossible to get PhD on this map. You could get it by waiting until round 25 and getting it from the Wonder Fizz machine. You could do a side Easter egg to get it for free, or if you want to be extra special, you could get it using a Gobblegum. But regardless, those three methods are not very convenient, and definitely not as convenient as straight up buying it from a perk machine. And a decent amount of people, not the majority, but a large portion of people I saw actually making a big deal about this, complaining about this, saying that PhD Flopper should always be a perk machine on every single map. And the reason why, well, we all know why. We all have someone in our group that can't live without using explosive guns. Like, how many people have you seen just spam Mustang and Sally every single game they get on? They cannot play the game without it, it seems. They're just addicted to Mustang and Sally or some sort of explosive gun. And obviously not having PhD Flopper is going to make using those explosive guns way more difficult, because now you have splash damage and that could end up killing yourself with those explosive guns. So obviously not having PhD Flopper hurts that playstyle. And I want to talk to that group of people on why Treyarch doesn't have PhD Flopper as a perk machine on Citadel, because I think everybody else gets it and why Treyarch didn't include it. Treyarch doesn't have PhD Flopper on this map not because they are idiots or trying to kill you specifically or hate you specifically. Instead, it's because they don't want you playing that way on this map. They want to encourage you or straight up force you to play the game in a different way. And it makes sense, especially with a map like Citadel. It has 4 elemental wonder weapons on the map that they want you to use. They don't want you using Mustang and Sally on this map. They want you using the sword, and they're going to force you to play it that way because that's how they want you to play this map. It's really as straight up as that. That is what Treyarch is doing here. That's why PhD Flopper isn't available as a perk machine on this map. And you may think like that's dumb or whatever, but it's not really, because not only is it a game design decision that potentially is even a good one, but on top of that, this is something that Treyarch's been doing since literally forever. Go back to all the way in Black Ops 1, the first time they ever did this was on Ascension. They took out double tap root beer from that map because they wanted to encourage people to not use bullet guns as much and use the thunder gun more, and which obviously they probably didn't have to do in hindsight, but you guys get the idea. Like, that is what Treyarch does. And if you look at Black Ops 2, this is the most extreme example of that, where they lock specific perks to specific maps. Transit, Tombstone, Die Rise, Who's Who, Mob of the Dead, Electric Cherry, and Buried Vulture Raid. Treyarch has always done stuff like this because they want to encourage you to play the maps in a specific way. And this isn't the only way they do it. They do it by map design or things like this, or things they just generally have on the map. But this is another way to do that, and that's exactly why we see this happen on this map. And you know what's crazier than any of that? Is that if there is a perk that Treyarch has limited in the past more than any other perk, it is PhD Flopper. PhD Flopper was in the game all the way in Black Ops 1, but then you know what happened with Black Ops 2? It wasn't on any of the maps except Origins. But guess what? On Origins, there was no Mustang and Sally. And then in Black Ops 3, literally no PhD Flopper at all. And then Cold War, sure, PhD Flopper was on every single map, but you know what wasn't in that game, period? Mustang and Sally. So I don't know if you noticed, but Treyarch seemingly in the past has always wanted to limit that playstyle. They don't really seem like they like it all too much. So if you're surprised that Treyarch has done a little tweak to it on their third map in Black Ops 6 Zombies, you shouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something even crazier to limit this playstyle, because in the past at least, it seems like they didn't like it at all. They don't like the Mustang and Sally PhD Flopper playstyle at all. And you know what? I honestly agree with them. I think it's a bit cheesy. And at least Treyarch in the past thought it was cheese too. And that's on me to say that I'm above that cheese. I use cheese all the time, don't get me wrong. It's just like playing it like that every single game is a bit much to me. Like, I'll use cheese, but not all the time. Like, come on, that's not fun in my opinion to constantly be using that cheese. And again, I'm not hating, and in the game like Black Ops 6, let's be honest, it's not as cheese as it was in the past, but still, it is still a little cheese at the end of the day. And I'm not saying that to hate. I use it too, to be clear sometimes. Like, I use it too, but I'm being straight up with you. That's just the reality of the situation. And honestly, for all those people who can't stop using Mustang and Sally every single game, you honestly should try to play the game in a different way. Like, straight up. You've been playing the game the same way for so long, all the launch of this game. You should play the game differently, especially on a map with Citadelle Des Morts with 4 elemental wonder weapons. Use the swords, guys. They're a lot of fun, and there's a buff coming in very soon, which I'm sure they're going to get even better. So Come on, guys, just play the game in a different way. You don't have to use Mustang and Sully every single game. You don't need to be mad about PhD Flopper not be on this map. And if you really have still a big problem with it, let me tell you about a little something. I got a map called Terminus and Liberty Falls where you can still play the game that way. You can still play it. In fact, I'm sure even the future DLC maps after Citadel, PhD Flopper is going to be back to being a viable perk on the map. And you guys can continue playing the game in that exact same way. But for Citadel, this is the map that Treyarch doesn't want you using Mustang and Sully the entire game. And honestly, I think that's a good decision by them. But regardless, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this discussion. Do you guys agree with Treyarch on this one, or do you not agree with Treyarch, or whatever you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts regardless down in the comment section below. Regardless though, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, I appreciate if you guys dropped a like, subscribe, bell, share, any of that great stuff. But I'm going to go, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.